Everybody keep it up when I call it fast. I'm feeling
So the Marines started tweaking because they see this man Robert got beat by Luffy. So now the crew is like, alright, it's time to go now. And as they was about to get ready to do that, the Frankie family and the shipwrights was just over here yelling out loud through a transponder snell. I mean, them boys was over here celebrating that this man Luffy finally won. And of course, you already know everybody was happy to know that they was alive. Meanwhile, you got the Vice Admiral like, bro, I thought we killed them already. But the whole time, them boys survived, and it was all because of this man Polly. This man created a whole rope net so them boys can hold on. This man even has Solemn, Gamora, and the Giants over here hanging on. Like, that's crazy, bro. By the way, they told them that they gonna find their own way out, and that Luffy and the others gotta find their way out. But see, the thing is, there's two problems with that. The first problem is that this man Luffy cannot move at all. Like, I mean, this man is done. And the second problem is they done blew up their escape ship so they can't even leave. And what makes this worse, Kokoro, Chopper, Gombe, and Chimney was still on that ship. But luckily the MVP of this arc came and saved them, or they would have been done. They still wasn't out of the clear yet though, because the Marines started shooting up the bridge, blowing it up bit by bit until eventually they got cornered. And they wasn't wasting no time, they was getting ready to shoot them. They even started aiming at my boy Luffy, bro. Mans was still struggling. He was trying so hard to get up, but he just couldn't. At this point, it was looking like it's no hope for the Straw Hats no more. Not until the Mary started talking to the crew. Everybody was confused, but my boy Usopp, he knew exactly what was going on. Man started crying and all. My boy was like, "The Mary, is that you?" Then after that, Usopp tells everybody to jump inside the sea. Zoro was like, "Bro, you trying to kill us, bro? What are you talking about? Hop in the sea." But Usopp was like, "We gonna be safe. She came to rescue us. Yup, it's gonna be okay. We still have one more friend here." After that, they all hopped inside the sea. While they all was hopping inside the sea, this man Zoro did Chopper so dirty, bruh. Like, why he had to toss him like that, bruh? Knowing bro has devil fruit powers. Bro ain't trying to pay child support. He not slick. But anyways, we see the Mary posted up waiting for them. W Mary for real. Sanji was the first one to make it on the Mary. And when he got on the ship, this man was so confused because he was like, bro, who threw the rope ladder down? Bro still clueless after all this time. I can't blame him though. I will find it hard to believe that a ship did this by itself. But after all of that, Luffy was about to tell Robin thank you for saving him, but she stopped him from saying that. And she tells him and everybody else thank you for saving her. And of course, you already know everybody gonna be cheesing this shit, you feel me? The only person that wasn't smiling was Zoro. He was like, bro, that's all good and all, but save all of that for later. Both Sanji and Chopper didn't like that, so they started going crazy on him. But after all of that, we cut back to the main event, leaving this damn island. So with that being said, the Marines started shooting at them, but they was missing. And not only that, they started crashing into one another. I mean, it was getting crazy out here. And the reason for all of this happening is because of this man Sanji clutching up once again. But even though he did that, they still had to fight off the Marines. They still was shooting cannonballs at them and all of that, but they were stopping all of those. Luffy was like he wanted to help. So they picked this man Luffy up and they collected all the cannonballs with him. And then after that, they sling all the cannonballs back at the Marine ships, bro. Oh yeah, I can't forget about how Robin did this man spun him. She had to get all she can get, and she broke this man's spine. It was so satisfying to see because this man deserved all of that. Low-key, I wish he killed bro, but I guess that's good enough. After that, Frankie, he pulls out his air blicky and he blasts them out of there. And I'm pretty sure that foreshadowed the Sunny getting a quarter burst. We fast forward ahead, and Iceberg done pulled up on them. But in the process, the Mary started to break down. Like, I mean, she split in half. Luffy was trying to tell Iceberg to help fix the Mary. He was telling Iceberg that she's more than just a ship, she's a part of the crew. But Iceberg was like, she fought hard for you, bro, but it's time to put her to rest. But not only that, he said he did everything he can. So they give us a little flashback. Iceberg was just minding his business and he just heard the hammer just hitting on the ship. And when he heard those noises, he went over there to go see, but there was nobody over there but the Mary itself. Well, obviously we know that it was the Mary that was trying to build itself back up. So with that being said, Iceberg, he walks over there and he was like, damn bro, this ship is messed up. And that's when the Mary started talking to Iceberg, telling him that she want to sail one last time. This man Iceberg thought he was tweaking at first, like, I mean, who wouldn't? So after that, he immediately started working on the Mary. Then after he was done and started leaving, she told him thank you. And of course, you already know Iceberg, he gonna still be surprised. Then that's when the whole wave came and took Mary, and that's when she left. Next, we cut back to the present time, and Iceberg tells Luffy that he been a shipwright for so many years and he never seen a ship that's so incredible like the Mary. Eventually, Luffy accepts that it's gonna be the Mary's final journey. And of course, this was a big thing for the crew, but everybody accepted. So with that being said, Luffy tells the Mary, don't worry, we are here to send you off. And he gets to burning the Mary up. And as the Mary get engulfed by flames, everybody just watches from a distance. Meanwhile, Luffy thanks the Mary for carrying them for so long and for so far. But after this, I'm not gonna lie, bro, it got real sad. I'm not gonna lie. And bro, it's over a ship. How can you make a ship seem so sad? I don't know about y'all, but this scene had me teary eyes, bro. Like literally, I almost shed a whole tear, bro. Because when the Mary started talking to them, telling them that she's sorry, she wanted to take them a little bit further, and also that she has so much fun and she wished that their adventures never end. But this what really got me. When Luffy started to tell her that he's sorry how he was breaking up the Mary, he wasn't really taking care of her, and how both Zoro and Sanji was breaking up the ship as well. Usopp tried to fix the ship, but he wasn't really no good at it. And then after that, he tells her that they all are sorry. This what really broke me. She said she didn't even care. She was having fun. And she knew that they always was treating her with love. Rest in peace to Mary, y'all, bro. Put that in the chat. Rest in peace to Mary. She really did her thing to the bitter end. But with that, we're gonna move on. So we cut to Frankie telling the Straw Hats that he's gonna build them a ship out of this tree that's nearly indestructible. And with it, his goal is to build a ship that's gonna sail across any sea and still be fine. Not to mention Roger's ship was made out of that tree as well. And y'all seen how that turned out. But anyways, they was happy to hear all of that, and of course they wanted Frankie to build them a ship. But after all of that, we cut to Zoro, and this man peeps that the Marines is here. But the thing with that, he can't even contact the crew because every time he tried to go to them, he get lost and go back in circles. But anyways, the Marines that was pulling up was Garp, Koby, and Helmeppo. I almost forgot his name. Oh, I can't forget about Bogart too. He the one who trained them anyways. But yeah, Garp, he pulls up and Mins blows his hot breath on his knuckles and punches a hole inside the wall. After Garp did that, this man immediately speed blitzed Luffy while he was sleeping and whacks him in the head. Mins really put this big lump on his shit too. But anyways, this is when we finally find out that Garp is this man Luffy grandpa, bro. When I first found this out, I wasn't really, you know, like shocked about it. I was just like, it is what it is, you know? I don't know, maybe because Garp kind of gave that vibe a little bit, I don't know. Everybody was shocked though because they were so confused to see that Luffy had a Marine as his grandpa. But not to mention, this man Garp, he used to torture this man Luffy when he was a little kid. Like, he put him through a lot. But he only did it so he could make Luffy a powerful Marine. But we see how that turned out. But imagine if Luffy actually did join the Marines. Luffy would have been going crazy, I ain't gonna lie. But enough about that. This man Zoro finally pulls up, bull rushing through the crowd of Marines. And that's when Garp tell both Helmeppo and Koby to take care of him. So with that being said, Helmeppo, he tries attacking Zoro and Zoro just blocks his attack. After he did that, Helmeppo literally came and spammed back on Zoro. But Zoro was blocking all of that. After that, all Luffy was trying to do is tell this man Zoro to stop. But this man Koby come in with a sneak attack and kick my boy Luffy in the chin. So Luffy was like, bro, why would you do that? And he tries punching Koby, but he weaved his attack using the same technique that the CP9 members was using. So Luffy was like, wait, I seen this technique already. So once after he peeped game, he was like, bro, this is light work. Koby tried attacking Luffy from behind, but Luffy was like, man, sit your ass down, bro. And the same thing goes with Zoro and Helmeppo. They literally little broed them, bruh. Well, all this was a test of strength to see how strong that they gotten. Garp already knew they wasn't gonna be strong enough to beat them. But after that, Koby tells both Luffy and Zoro that he's Koby. And of course, both Luffy and Zoro was shocked because when they last saw him, he was just a short and chubby kid. Now my boy got his time skip early. But after that, they was just yapping it up and they just left Helmeppo because they didn't know who the hell he was. But after they finally realized who he was, they still didn't care about bro. After that, we fast forward a bit ahead and Garp ended up telling Luffy that Dragon is his dad. But of course, Luffy had no clue at all who that was. He didn't even know if he even had a dad. But yeah, Dragon was the one that saved Luffy at Logtown. Once Garp said the name Dragon, everybody started to catch a panic attack. And of course, you already know Luffy, he don't care. But the whole point of this is that Luffy probably had one of the strongest family alive. Having Garp the hero as your grandpa and Dragon the revolutionary as your dad, and not to mention that Luffy is that guy, yeah, they definitely powerful. And this only gets proven even more later on in the story. I mean, just look at my boy Luffy now. Mans is literally speed running the pirate era at 19. Eventually after that, Garp leave because he don't want to catch his grandson because he's a W grandpa. And that's the thing about Garp, this man can literally do anything he want in the Navy, bro. Next we cut to the Straw Hats and literally everybody in Water 7 having a party. Even they were trying to pull up to the party and everybody was just having a good time. I mean, they deserve it. But after all of that, we cut to the next day and we finally get the news about what happened at Indy's lobby. Turns out the Frankie family and shipwrights wasn't mentioned once in the newspaper. The only people that was mentioned was the Straw Hats. Sanji tells Luffy maybe Garp had something to do with it, but Luffy like, man, nah bruh, he ain't gonna do nothing like that. Robin was in her head saying that maybe it was Kuzan that did it. After that, we cut to Frankie and Iceberg and them, and they all was willing to help this man Frankie make this ship. So that's what they did. After working so hard for 3 days, they finally finished the ship. No boys didn't waste no time. Both Kiwi and Mozu had to let them know. But in the process of them knowing that, the Frankie family done pulled up on them with their wanted posters. And this the first time the whole crew had a bounty on their head. But tell me how they did both Sanji and Chopper dirty. This man Chopper only had 50 berries. They tried this man. I bet they wouldn't gave him that if they really saw what this man can actually do. And for Sanji, they just messed this man's whole face up. If I was both of them, I would have been mad too, I ain't gonna lie. But anyways, that's not the real reason why the Frankie family came to the Straw Hats. The real reason is because this man Frankie actually got a bounty too. And now that he has a bounty on his head, you already know that the world government is going to be on his head. So basically they wanted Luffy to take Frankie with them on their crew. And of course Luffy agreed to it. But see, the thing with that, Frankie wasn't trying to leave, so they had to rob this man for his underwear. Like, are y'all listening to me? They stole this man drawers, and these the same drawers this man been using the whole time, so you know that bit stink. But they did not care. They was just tossing this bit everywhere just so Frankie could follow them all the way over there to where they at. They even stuffed this man into the cannon and shot this man out of it, and they doing all of this just because this man Frankie don't want to leave. But anyways, we fast forward just a little bit, and Luffy was holding this man Frankie drawers all the way up in the air, telling him, oh, we like the ship and all of that stuff like that, but if you want your drawers back, you have to join our crew. Which is wild thinking about it now. After that, Frankie was like, you know what bro, you can keep those, I don't even care. And he had no problem showing everybody his private, bro. For some reason this man Luffy found it so manly, but luckily Nami knocked some sense into this man. So Robin took this matter into her own hands, literally, and she grabbed this man by his nuts and she started crushing them hoes. Like bro, she was gripping the hell out of it. I'm not gonna lie bro, pause, big pause on this. But one thing that I didn't understand, like the people just really was over here just watching this man Frankie, like they wanted to see that. Like bro, y'all nasty and weird. You even had motherfuckers start to feel sad for this man, bro. What Robin said right here was kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie, because what is Robin implying here? She said all pirates don't give up on treasure so easily, and now that we have this one in our palms, I won't let go without a fight. Hey Robin, what you mean by that? But anyways, eventually Luffy ended up throwing him back back his drawers. And Frankie was like, you know what, bro, forget it. I'm gonna just join the crew. And hops up and threw his ass up in the air. Like, bro, put your drawers back on. What are you doing? Next, this man Garp had to come back to try to capture Luffy because he said I couldn't capture my grandson. So while they're waiting on him, Frankie was like, wait, aren't we missing someone? Luffy was like, nah, because they waited long enough and he didn't bother to show up. And also they already went over this. So we cut to a flashback and Zoro was telling Luffy this. We can't have Luffy being disrespected as our captain. And not only that, Zoro was like, he can't let anybody go and leave as they please. So basically be like, man, fuck you. And then come back and be like, oh, hi, what's up? Like, he don't want shit like that to happen. And if Luffy lets stuff like that happen, then he said he's not going to be a part of his crew no more. He doesn't mind Usopp joining the crew again, but he have to tell Luffy sorry. Anything other than that, then he's not going to accept it. So with that being said, at first, this man Usopp was trying to find a way to get back on the crew without telling them sorry. But he seen that wasn't working. They were just leaving this man. Like, they didn't care what the hell he was saying unless he said sorry. So eventually he started crying and stuff, and then he finally said sorry and all of this stuff. And then that's when my boy Luffy done came and grabbed my boy. He was ready. He started crying. And then after Usopp came back on the crew, everything was good. Not until this man Garp tried to throw this giant wrecking ball at them, or whatever it is. But luckily they got out of there with a Kuda burst. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna end it right here. That's the end of the arc. I ain't want to drag it on too long, so this video ain't gonna be as long as my other videos. But I do want to say thank you guys again for watching my video, bro. I really appreciate it every time. Also, the next arc that I will be covering is Marineford, and the reason for that is because I supposed to Ben did this. All my OG subscribers already know. After I did that, after I covered Impel Down, I supposed to did Marineford, but I didn't never do it. So with that being said, I had them waiting long enough, so I got y'all. But before that, I'm gonna go over the Gear 5 Faces Robert fight, because I know a lot of y'all been asking me that for like a long time. Like, everybody that comes always ask me, bro, why you don't do that fight? Why you don't do that fight? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that before I cover the Marine arc. And yeah, I catch y'all when I catch y'all. Peace.
Back in my head, I got